So we have a Friday's Heroes today, and then we have an Employee of the Week. And we're going to start today with our Friday's Heroes, and they are Albuquerque Fire Department dispatchers. You want to turn that on?
Go ahead.
We'll wait for you. You all right?
Just trying to figure out what's not.
No pressure.
Check, 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 check. All right, that'll work.
That working? All right.
Thanks.
You bet. So today we're going to start with our Friday's Heroes, which are Albuquerque firefighter dispatchers Dominic Gallegos and Ryan Gomez, who are with us today. They brought some family too, so we'll make sure that we bring the family up when it's time to do some photographs. We're recognizing these gentlemen, they're dispatchers, and it's an interesting story, and it kind of expands a little bit on how dispatch works. Some folks think you just make the 911 call, somebody picks up the phone, they call a station, and then the station shows up. But in a lot of times, it's a real team effort, and today is the story about that. So this is about saving the life of a toddler. Last July, Dominic answered a 911 call, and the call was about a 2-year-old that had fallen into a pool and who had lost consciousness, who did not have a pulse and was not breathing. So kind of take yourself mentally to that place as a family, and imagine that call that you'd have to make. Dominic gave the caller CPR instructions over the phone so that they could start trying to save the child's life while our firefighters and our rescue units were on the way. Meanwhile, Ryan, these dispatchers, they sit in close proximity, heard what was going on, jumped into action, and took it upon himself to do the actual dispatch so that Dominic could stay on the phone and give instructions. And Albuquerque Ambulance Service and EMTs and paramedics arrived on the scene and did their job. But by Ryan taking the point of dispatch, it opened up Dominic to be able to stay on the phone giving the caller instructions. And thanks to their quick action and through the direction of the two men, the little girl's pulse was returned prior to AFD and Albuquerque Ambulance even arriving. And so the calm and focused demeanor of these two gentlemen demonstrated the best scenario for patient care. They saved a life that day, helped save a life, and it's earned them today's Friday's Hero. So I'm going to have Chief Downey come up and say a few words. I think Commander Mallory might say a few words as well. So, Chief.
Certainly. Thank you, Mayor. Much like the Mayor said, I don't think people realize in the community that emergency response operations oftentimes begin in the 911 center. The dispatchers are well trained in providing what we call pre-arrival instructions to callers, both in EMS and in fire scenarios, what to do before our arrival. And in this case, obviously, CPR instructions on arrival on a toddler. The pediatric call is probably the most difficult for responders to handle, and to have a good outcome based on your training and professionals in the alarm room, to have a great outcome is something we're all proud of. So congratulations, guys. Thank you very much.
Grab my coins.
No, thank you.
Oh, come on, man.
I'm glad these guys
The only
got
guy
some.
taller than me. You got to say something.
I'm glad to see these two recognized. These guys do a great job in our dispatch center, along with the other 24 men that are up there currently now. They go through this stuff on a day-to-day basis. I've seen it every day. These calls come in, and they do a great job up there. Citizens of Albuquerque are very. It's good that they have these guys up there. So all I can say is congratulations to these guys and the other men and women that serve with our department. They do a great job, and thank you for recognizing these gentlemen.
You betcha. And our fire department, and I know the media did a great job of covering this recently. We have an ISO rating of 1, and what that really means to our community is we're one of the absolute top-ranked fire departments in all of this country. And it doesn't happen by accident. It happens because we have professionals in the department. It happens because we have great folks working every day out there. It happens through training. It happens through just being diligent. So, gentlemen, I want to say thank you. And there's a family out there that's going to has a much better outcome, and they got up this morning and had a much better day because they had their little girl. And so I just want to say thank you from a community, as a mayor. And we have these Friday's Heroes coins that we have had commissioned for this exact purpose, and it's a small token, but it comes with a large amount of gratitude. So just want to say thank you, and appreciate all you're doing out there in the community every day. So thank you. Appreciate you. So another great story for Employee of the Week, and another interesting story because it involves a topic that's been in the news here locally and nationally over the last year or two involving e-cigarettes. So today's employee of the week is Gino Luciani. He's an employee at the Parks and Rec department, and he's been with the department for 10 years, right?
Yes.
About 10 years. So on January 6th, Gino was driving down Rio Grande Boulevard. He spotted an empty car on the side of the road, and a man who turned out to be Mr. Trujillo, Greg Trujillo, who's with us today, at the closest bus stop calling for help. So Gino pulled over to see what he could do. It wasn't his job that day, but he saw a fellow citizen in distress, pulled over. As he approached Mr. Trujillo, he could see that his hand was severely burned, his pants were scorched, and there was skin missing from his leg. Mr. Trujillo quickly explained that he was driving. While he was driving, the e-cigarette that was in his pocket had exploded. Realizing that there was a fire station nearby, Gino decided it would be faster to drive him there and get immediate help than to call 911, even though they get there quickly. Made a split-second decision, and he got into his car, he drove to the station and explained to them what had happened, and showed them where Mr. Trujillo was. And through his compassion and his quick action that he demonstrated, he went out of his way to help Mr. Trujillo, who ended up with, second and third degree burns?
Yes, sir.
Out of this. And for this reason, Gino is our employee of the week, and we're going to have Barbara Taylor and say a few words as well. I don't know if Keith's going to say anything, but this is just another example. And we've seen him, I've been mayor for a little over 6 years now, going on 7 years. And we see over and over again our city employees going out of their way. I mean, these folks get up in the morning and they go to work and they've got their job to do, whether it's an electrician or whether it's driving a truck or whether it's working in the planning department, you name it. But if they see something going on in their city that they think can be rectified, or if they see one of their fellow citizens in distress, time and time again we've been able to tell a story like this, and so very appreciative of it. But Barbara, why don't you come up and say a few things about Gino, and then we'll get you your award here.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you, Gino, for being an absolutely stellar representative of the Parks and Recreation Department and
Thank
the
you.
Park Management Division. 2,700 acres, 300 parks. Guys like Gino go out and work hard every day to keep them in good condition for you. And by the way, when you need help, Gino is there to provide it. So we're very glad for Greg that Gino was there, and we're very proud of Gino. Thank you.
Thanks, Barbara. And I want to thank Mr. Trujillo for coming by. You didn't have to do that, man. You didn't. You didn't.
I wanted to come by.
You want
and
to say?
thank
You want to say a
myself.
couple? You want to say anything at all? You don't have to.
I just wanted to come and meet him and
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
him because he
Yeah.
did above and beyond
Well.
definitely that day.
Glad you're well.
Yes.
Yeah, you look
Yes,
like you're
we
doing
are.
all right today. I appreciate that. So Gino, we do a couple of things. We have an Employee of the Week mug that we hand out. Those lights are hot, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah. Welcome to my world, right? And we also have an Employee of the Week certificate for you and a letter for your personnel file. But really, what we have is just thanks, man. The parks look great out there. I know you're working hard, and you did the great thing for one of our fellow citizens. So we appreciate it. You got any family with you today?
Thank you. Yes, my two sisters are here.
Yeah. Hey, they're taking pictures back there. Good to see
My
you.
son and my daughter didn't make it. But
Yeah. Well, listen, we appreciate you very much. So thank you for all your work.